Thanks and welcome to the 6:50 News. I'm Kejang Henry at Timber. Let's flag off with our top stories. Uncovered drug smuggling operations at the Douala International Airport as 24 kilograms of cocaine found in Indian bamboos. And the world commemorates World No Tobacco Day with focus on protecting children against the interference of cigarette smoking in industries. And of course, in this edition of the newscast, we are going to know how young people are engaged in protecting or tackling goods that are perishable in the market. Top stories. Thanks and welcome to join me. I'm Kejang Henry at before the 6:50 News. Let's flag off from the far north region as young people are battling with how to make sure they protect goods be perishable or from perishable goods from being manhandled, as Ari Christie tells us.
These 52 kilograms of cannabis hidden in these 3 bags were seized by the Far North Gendarmerie Legion. The contraband, which was reportedly destined for terrorist groups operating in the region, was discovered after intelligence provided by the local population.
We have seized a great quantity of drugs in 3 bags in the 9th of May 2024. In the town of Marwa. People on the field who are collecting information within the population, and those population told us that there were some people who were carrying 3 big bags suspected in the backyard of a vehicle.
Presenting the seized cannabis and 5 suspects to the media, Colonel Joseph Desirengele, the commander of the Gendarmerie Legion, praised the fruitful collaboration between the security forces and the local population, which he said was crucial in disrupting drug supply to extremist factions.
They have to continue to trust us by giving us information, by helping us to arrest all those people who are disturbing the peace in the country.
The local population has commended the efforts of the National Gendarmerie in fighting against the drug trade. I commend the National Gendarmerie for its efforts in fighting against drug trafficking. All over town, young people are consuming drugs as though they were drinking juice. These young people, both girls and boys, are misbehaving. Authorities say this latest operation is part of their continued commitment to tackle the issue and support communities affected by conflicts.
Well, sorry for that mix-up. It was Ambo Gladys reporting there on the operations to uncover drugs that were seized in the far north region of the country. And still on the same line, airport police officials have uncovered a network of drug smugglers at the Douala International Airport. 24 kilograms of cocaine were seized out of the country. They were packed in a consignment of Indian bamboos. And to hear from you, Sherifa Saleh.
Customs officials at Douala Airport intercepted a drug smuggling attempt involving bamboo bag handles. During routine checks at the commercial service area on May 30, 2024, suspicious luggage was flagged. Upon inspection, hard drugs were discovered concealed within bag handles crafted from bamboo sticks.
What happened is that we've been following this shipment for about 2 weeks that came from Brazil. And it was suspicious. There was no clarity when it was not confirmed that there was something inside. But it looked suspicious for us because they talked of a shipment of plastic shoes for kids. And that shipment wasn't really very clean for us. So we decided to follow it up.
Subsequent tests, including one involving a pink wipe that turned blue, confirmed the presence of cocaine. According to customs officers, the mastermind behind the attempt is a Cameroonian trader in his 60s. The quantity has been estimated at 24.5 kilograms.
The point of origin of this product is Brazil, São Paulo. And one thing that we have to note is that there's a lot of entry of it. If you see the quantity, this quantity is a lot. It's pure and it can be cracked. That means they can use some other products, powder, to mix it with and to get you more bigger quantities. So at this stage, the next thing is that we're sending the culprit, the defaulter, to the State Council for investigation.
This incident underscores the ongoing efforts of the authorities to combat drug trafficking, highlighting the innovative methods employed by smugglers and the vigilance required to intercept such activities.
The celebration of World No Tobacco Day this May 31st, 2024 is a call for the authorities, or it's an opportunity for the tobacco industry to make sure they call on public authorities and the tobacco control community to protect current and future generations and to ensure that the tobacco industry is held accountable for the damage it causes. Resounded the information and awareness campaign or raising activities by the Cameroon Coalition for Tobacco Control that began activities this Friday. The protection of young people, they reiterate, should center around shielding these children from the interference of tobacco industry that is luring them into consuming tobacco products on a daily basis. Their actions, of course, have been put together with us or for us by Beatrice Ngamo.
Daily basis. Recent studies that we have conducted shows that as much as 10.1% of young people of ages between 13 and 15, representing about 300,000 young Cameroonians, are regular consumers of tobacco, and that figure is increasing on a daily basis. So it is a call for concern, and we want to get the young people, let them be vigilant. They should know that when you get a tobacco industry come to school and say they want to sponsor socials, it's not geared at sponsoring socials. The aim is recruiting them into more smoking, especially. And we are advocating that the young people should not be pushed into even lighting the first stick of cigarette, because that is the road to other hard drugs. So our message on the day of today is we are calling on government to take its responsibility, adopt a national law on tobacco control. Cameroon is porous.
We have decided to not only rest on the creation of anti-tobacco club. We need to have a group of young leaders who decide themselves to talk about this issue of cigarettes. Is that our objective now? We continue now in September to initiate the young generation, smoke-free generation.
Thanks very much. That was those reactions were there gathered for us by our Yaoundé chief correspondent Beatrice Ngamo. And now Ari Christie tells us on the dangers of consuming tobacco.
In an overwhelming response, residents of Douala are suggesting drastic measures to tackle tobacco's grip on society. One such proposal is a complete shutdown of tobacco companies operating within Cameroon.
L'importation.
I think they have to combat the importation of some hard drugs, being cigarettes and many others.
The drug.
They are not trying their best. You see, young children at the age of 12 start smoking cigarettes. From there, they enter into marijuana.
The government have to stop all the companies producing these drugs. Leading the charge, civil society groups and consumer advocates have initiated campaigns to educate the public on the risks associated with tobacco. This initiative aims to empower individuals to make healthier choices and reinforce governmental actions.
Nous interpellons les pouvoirs publics.
We are calling on the authority to do everything in order to combat tobacco, to stop the sale, the consumption of tobacco in public places, and this does not only affect those who consume it also affects people around. We are saying no to tobacco.
Nous disons non au tabagisme.
The impact of tobacco extends beyond the individual user, affecting the community at large. The recent World Health Organization statistics revealed a concerning trend in Cameroon. 31.2% of students between the ages of 12 and 15 have experimented with cigarettes before reaching 10 years old. Moreover, 5.7% of this demographic are active smokers and 9.5% are involved with other illicit substances.
And non-smokers too are complaining because they consider themselves as secondary smokers with more effects. Kizi Kiga takes a look on that.
Cigarette is not a good thing. When you smoke and someone around you inhale it, it is toxic.
In the quiet corners of cafes, office break rooms, and family living rooms, non-smokers find themselves enveloped in a haze of second-hand smoke. It is a reality they grapple with daily, as the scent of tobacco clings to their clothes, their hair, and even their lungs. Whenever I am with smokers in my car, from the onset, I have limits. If I carry a customer and realize that you consume tobacco, I will ask you to go down from my taxi.
Personally, I do not live with someone that smokes, but I have colleagues that smokes. And to tell you the truth, I am always uncomfortable. I am allergic to tobacco.
What I do is I leave the place because I do not have the right to drive them away. Since they are free, I just leave the place for my own good.
I feel very uncomfortable because we live in an environment where people smoke cigarettes from time to time. When I am around such persons, I feel bad because smoking is not part of me.
While inhaling cigarettes poses significant risks to many, there are those who have become accustomed to it and have adapted to their surroundings.
First of all, the odor is very bad, but since they are humans, we can't send them away.
In the delicate dance between smoke and clarity, non-smokers persist, and in their persistence lies hope for a future where every breath is free, unburdened by the remnants of burned leaves and the choices of others.
And now Morindi takes a look on how the first stick of cigarettes can lead to very damaging consequences, of course, to addiction. Morindi.
Bad company, the influence of trends and depression among the factors leading to tobacco consumption among young people, according to some parents. Most often it starts with the fact that he claims to be a big guy. It's like a show off. It's just delinquency. No one is forcing any youth to smoke. Delinquency, bad company. Smoking is an addictive practice, bringing numerous harmful consequences to young people. They fall victim to it daily. When they smoke constantly, it weakens their system. We have a lot of mad people out there that you might think they're involved in an occultic practice. But no, it's cigarettes. The consequences is madness. They end up stealing and they are killed. Children from Tobacco Industry Interference is a theme chosen for this year's World No Tobacco Day. It advocates for the end of targeting youth with harmful tobacco products. The insights from parents reveal a multifaceted problem. Peer pressure and the desire to fit in can lure young people into smoking. Additionally, the glamorization of smoking in media and social circles make it seem appealing.
Well, thanks very much, Maureen. We stay with you as you are telling us that more youths are being involved in or aspiring in the business of perishable goods, and they were in Sandaga market to make sure that they know how to meander around this sector. So they receive some information on how to face the challenges, especially as there are no means, of course, for them to conserve these perishables. Maureen.
It takes less than a week for most of these products to wither. The perishable goods trades in Douala Sandaga markets is a vital source of income for many, but it also presents a constant challenge. Most of the vendors selling perishable goods do not have significant capital. What they rely on is trust capital, which means they are given the products to sell and they reimburse the suppliers after the sale, retaining the profit margin.
Parce que là, c'est un capital de confiance. Les difficultés que le jeune peut rencontrer déjà, c'est que
many young vendors often struggle with a lack of established business networks to quickly sell their goods. When their products cannot be sold in a timely manner, the value and prices often drop significantly.
Parce que ça va sortir l'eau, ça va pourrir.
However, a new initiative led by local authorities aim to change that. These young men from the Sandaga market with interest to excel in perishable good business are learning about effective storage and preservation techniques. Inventory stock is very important because if, for example, you have a huge stock of tomatoes or vegetables and you are unable to sell them, then you will be working on a loss. So we are training them on how to manage these stocks. This training is important for me because we sometimes receive products that are unsellable and preserving them is a problem. It will also help me to manage my benefits. Upon completing their training, the young vendors will receive financial support and ongoing supervision to ensure they can make the most of their newfound knowledge.
And that report there by Ambo Gladys draws the curtain for this edition of the 650 News with me, Kejang Henry Atimbe. Thanking you for being there with us and wishing you a wonderful weekend. Good day.